What's the right way to split a bill at a restaurant? When you have lots of people and only one bill, usually this leads to mass confusion. Many people don't worry about splitting bills down to the penny or keeping a running ledger when you alternate picking up the check with your regular dining partners, but there are some pitfalls to be aware of, as some people are completely out to lunch, no pun intended, when it comes to normal expectations. Here are two common issues that can lead to awkward moments when eating in groups. Number one, assuming everyone will split the bill equally, which is usually suggested after the bill arrives. And number two, everyone calculates their share, underestimates what they owe, and leaves the last person to ante up and cover more than their fair share. Let's take a look at each in turn. Suppose we have 4 friends dining out. Person 1 orders an appetizer, a main, and 2 beers for a total of $35. Person 2 only orders a salad and water for a total of $12. And persons 3 and 4 are a couple who each order an appetizer, a main, and split a bottle of wine for a total of $90. Before tax and tip, the table total is $137, and splitting that 4 ways would be $34.25. Most people would recognize that this would be unfair, but surprisingly, we all seem to have that one friend who thinks splitting this bill equally would be totally appropriate. Please, don't be that guy. Now, let's take a look at what happens when we have a large group where one person decides to put the bill on their credit card and collect payment from everyone else for what they owe. Here's what can commonly happen, especially when you have a very large group. Everyone takes turns with the bill figuring out what they owe. One person sees that their dish costs $13.95, so they decide to put in an even $15 because that, quote, should cover the tax and tip, right? Well, if tax was 13% and a 15% tip was appropriate, they would actually owe $17.86, so they would have underpaid by $2.86. Let's say that there are 8 people in this large group. Therefore, 7 people might underestimate how much they owe by an average of maybe $2.50. That leaves the person paying the bill short by $17.50, enough to pay for an extra dish at this particular restaurant, so it's not insignificant. Here are 2 solutions. Number 1, use an app designed for bill splitting. There are plenty of them out there. Some will even scan your receipt and you can drag and drop menu items to the appropriate person, split dishes across multiple diners, and so on. They'll account for tax and tip, and everyone will know exactly what they owe. You can collect cash or have them send an electronic transfer to you. The second thing you can do is by far the simplest. Before you order, ask for separate checks and just get on with your life. Now, there will be some people who might suggest that asking for separate checks is uncouth, but these days that's not really the case anymore, and it's far better than stiffing your friends or being stiffed yourself.